Hey, welcome to the Daily Gospel of John. We're in chapter 5, looking at verses 41 through 44 today. Jesus says, I do not accept praise from men, but I know you. I know that you do not have the love of God in your hearts. I have come in my Father's name, and you do not accept me. But if someone else comes in his own name, you will accept him. How can you believe if you accept praise from one another, yet make no effort to obtain the praise that comes from the only God? So, Jesus wasn't interested in the applause of men in the sense of some mutual admiration society. These mafia-like leaders of the Jewish nation at that point, the religious leaders, the Pharisees, were all about this good old boy system of the pat on the back and puffing each other up and admiring each other, flattery, seeking their own advantage, and playing basically the political power struggle game. And Jesus wasn't into their game, and he wasn't going to play by their rules. And he didn't want admiration. He was calling for people to worship him. And so he knew their hearts, as he said that there was no love of God in their hearts. And that he basically said, you will accept someone who comes tooting their own horn, puffing themselves up, putting out their big resume, all about them. He said, you'll accept that person, but I've given legitimate, real, valid testimony from John the Baptist, my miracles, the very scriptures you say you believe in, and yet I don't fit your grid, because from my kingdom is ruled by love. And my kingdom, the core of power and leadership in my kingdom is love and serving and righteousness. And your understanding of power is lording it over people and manipulation and boastful pride and arrogance. And so he knew their hearts. And then he said, how can you believe if you accept praise from one another, yet make no effort to obtain the praise that comes from the only God? And that's a real key for us to consider, all of us, because it's a very strong pull and temptation to seek the approval, the acceptance and applause of human beings rather than their Creator. To seek the applause of other broken and bent creatures who are but a soul in bodies of dust that are very frail, instead of seeking the approval of the Almighty, the King of the universe. It doesn't make sense, but the pull to try to do that is still so powerful. And to the degree that we seek the favor and approval of mankind, we will do what we think it will take to get that approval. And that's where the problem lies. Because so often the kingdoms of this world and the cultures of mankind, they're wanting us to go with the flow of what they dictate as being normal, acceptable, morally, politically, whatever. However, if we're seeking the approval and the praise that comes from God Almighty, if we're seeking to hear His well done, then we have a single heart of focus, an undivided heart in a sense. I have one focus, one goal, to please the Almighty. I don't really give a rip if I'm going against the flow of human opinion. I'm going to stick with what God says, because quite frankly, what He says about me and His thumbs up to my life is far more important than your approval, folks. And so that is an awesome way to live. Not only are we set free from being pulled here and there by people, but we're free in the sense that we can pursue what's best and what's true and what's right all the days of our lives without fear. Because what's the worst men can do to us? As Jesus said, the worst they can do is kill your body. They can't do any more. But fear Him, fear God, seek His approval, and live to enjoy His smile of favor upon you. Best deal in the universe. God bless.